You know, they are really missing an opportunity for this bag to be self-dumping. I know there's a way that could happen. I could think of one way and really multiple ways. But they already have, you know, a leg up, being this thing can accept attachments. You know, if this bag was bigger, you could have wheels kind of under the bag or under an area there to help support extra weight and put a bigger bag. But you wouldn't even need a bigger bag if it was self-dumping, because it would just come out here and do its thing. It would just go over to the area you select. You know, you could like draw a line all along the edge, you know, of the woods over there, and it would just go plop piles one next to one another all the way down every time it's full. And then all you have to do is kind of rake them up into the woods or whatever. You go whatever area you want, you know, as long as it's big enough to put the leaves there, and then you got to get them out of the way before the next time. But if at least when that bag is full, if it would just stop, please just make it stop where it's at, sit there until the battery gets down to the 10 or 20% before it goes home. Just needs to stop. I can dump it into a wheelbarrow, dump it wherever I want, and it'll immediately get going again. I don't have to wait for it to go all the way back home every time and then chase it out there, and or have to watch it and empty it before it goes home, which when it's taking up, you know, leaves like this, it might take a couple swipes. The bag's not very big, but if I'm over here doing something else, all I gotta do is pop over it, empty it in a wheelbarrow, hit the button again, let it go. That's the easiest thing they could do. Just make it, don't let it go home, just make it stop. You know, if you could make it go back to a specific spot and then stop, I mean, that would be great too. You know, it's not absolutely necessary right now. Right now, the easiest thing to do is just to make it stop where it's at. Do it. Then it doesn't even have to go back and forth to any point, and just keep going from where it's at. You keep moving the wheelbarrow over or whatever. So much more useful if you could do that. I mean, this area is not that big. You know, this unit is supposed to be able to do 3/4 of an acre, and you're going to have a decent size here or there where you're going to want to sweep. It can mow this whole area in like an hour, 2 hours tops. You know, you can sweep it pretty nicely, pretty easily, without a whole bunch of time if it would just stop where it's at, empty it out, get it going again. So let's watch this thing when it detects a tree. You know, it really needs to be able to detect different size trees to a certain extent, so it kind of knows how much to go around it. I noticed it lately doing this. It spins all the way around. Why is it? It starts to go around, spins all the way backwards. Why? I mean, what the heck is that? You gotta be kidding me. I've seen it do this, kind of like in this area right here where it doesn't have the best signal. And it kept doing this over and over and over again, and it wouldn't even move over. each time, because every time it does a big loop-de-loop, it loses its position a little bit more, and it always favors the one side. At least this time it's going to the other side. But what is this? Why does it spit her out backwards? It's just so weird. You know, probably the best thing, instead of just stopping exactly where it's at, is to finish the row, finish the back and forth, come back to the same row, the same side of the area, basically. You know, sometimes if it's up in a little corner or whatever, but it always stops on this, let's say, the same side, the same east side or the same north side every time. And then you just move your wheelbarrow down a little bit as it makes its laps. I mean, it does a really good job. It just needs to stop over here every time so I can empty it out and let it keep going.